The first step in creating a Review Jeopardy game is going to be to insert a table. Now there's a couple different ways that we could do this. One of the easiest ways is to go up here under the Home tab to Layout, change it to Title and Content, and then you can see this little icon right here, Insert Table. Go ahead and click on that, and the number of columns we'll keep at 5. The number of rows will change to 6. Hit OK, and there's your table. The other way that you can do that is going up to Insert Table right here. Now that we have our table, we'll go ahead and give it a title. And then we're going to think of the different categories that we want to have for our review game. And we'll go ahead and type those in there. I'll just use generic terms for this one. So category 1, category 2, etc. Next, we need to add our amounts in. So whatever the student will earn if they answer this question correctly. I generally go 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. Pretty basic. Now, a quick way to enter all of this data the same way across the different categories is to right-click your mouse, copy, and then right-click your mouse again, paste. Another shortcut would be Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. Just saves a little bit of time. And now we're ready to go ahead and create this first category, the slides that will be used in this first category. So over here under Slides, we're going to create 5 new slides with the title Category 1. So after clicking on this one slide that we have with the table, we're going to hit Enter 5 times. We're then going to go back up to number 2, slide number 2, and in the title we're going to type Category 1 for 100. So it'll let us know that we're going to link this particular slide to that particular square in the table. Then we'll go down here to slide number 3. We're going to type Category 1 for 200. And we will do the same all the way down. Now that we have entered all the squares for Category 1, we are going to hit Enter 5 more times and then add the slides for Category 2, hit Enter 5 more times for Category 3, and continue for Category 4 and 5. Okay, once we have all of the different individual slides added, your screen should look very similar to this. You should have Category 1, 1 through 500 over here. Underneath that you have Category 2, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Category 3, Category 4, and Category 5. This particular presentation has a total of 26 slides, so just to keep that in mind. And we're going to go all the way back up to the top here, and we're going to start adding our content. So whatever question you would like to ask the students, so whatever hint you would like to give them to respond with a certain answer, you'll type that in first, and then your answer you'll type in second. All right, and it's very easy to do this if you have the layout of your slide with the title and content already. So that's why we double checked that before we added all of those individual slides. Once you have all of your content entered, the next step is going to be to do the animation. So how will these clues enter the screen? And that is done through this tab right here. You're going to go up, it's the fourth one over from the left, called Animations, and you're going to go down and you're going to click Custom Animation, and you'll see this special toolbar pop up here on the right. So after we double check to make sure that our content is clicked, that is what we are going to be animating, we'll add the effect, we'll add the entrance, and you can do any of these that you'd like to. The most basic is probably going to be the fade, and it'll show you exactly what will happen. The question will come in, and then the answer will come in. And what's really helpful is that once this has already been animated, you have little boxes over here on the left that tell you what order this is going to appear on the screen. Now you can make it so that it will appear right after the previous or with the previous. Obviously for this one you'd like it to come in once you click the mouse again. So this will tell you exactly what order it's going to come in when you use it for the presentation. So this is probably the most time-consuming part of creating this presentation, because you have to figure out what content you want to review and how you want to word the questions. If you have already made the test, that might make it a little bit easier. But from here, we're going to show you how to make hyperlinks so that when you click on the specific number, it will take you to whatever slide you have connected to this. To create the hyperlinks in this presentation, the first thing you're going to do is go to category 1 for 100, highlight 100, and then we're going to go up to Insert, and over here it says Links. We're going to insert a hyperlink. A new screen is going to pop out, and this is the text that will be activated as a hyperlink, and we're actually going to link it to a place in this document. So go ahead and click that, and right over here you see all of the slides that you have created. So for category 1 for 100, we want it to send us, when we click on that 100, we want it to send us to this particular slide. So we click OK, and we've just created our first hyperlink. We'll do the exact same thing for each of these numbers. So we click on the 200, we go up to Insert, Hyperlink, click the 200, hit OK, and it's very simple. It might take you a while to do it the first time, but once you get the hang of it, it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to do this whole board. Once I have finished hyperlinking all these individual boxes of my table to correspond with the specific slide that was written to go with them, I need to create on each specific slide a path to get back to the main board. So I'm going to click on Category 1, and just a reminder, we've got our animation already in there, so we know that the question is going to appear first and then the answer will appear second, or if you are true to Jeopardy style, the answer will appear first and then the question will be the student's answer. We're going to go up here to insert a shape. Now you can use a picture that has to do with your content if you would prefer to do that. You can do any of these shapes to set it up as a hyperlink, to activate it to send you back to the main board. But probably the most basic one and the most easy to use is going to be the little house down here, so our home. And this button is always going to send you back to the first slide in your presentation. It's automatically set up to hyperlink to this first slide. There are other options, but that's the one that you want because that's where the table is. Okay, so we have our little home on this particular one, and we're going to need to add that to the other ones. So if you know our little shortcut, we can do right-click copy, and we can go to category 1 for 200, right-click paste. Or if you want to do another way, we can continue to do the shortcut Control, hold down Control and C at the same time. Click the next one, and all you got to do is Control V and it appears. So this takes no time at all, but you need to make sure this home button is on each of these slides so that you can get back to the table once your students have viewed this specific slide. Now I generally wait until the very end to make my PowerPoint pretty. I like to make sure all of the content is in there the way that I want it worded, and then I go back to make the PowerPoint presentation more attractive. So the third slide or tab from the left, you can hit the Design tab to find different themes. If you click that little arrow down there, you should see all of the different templates that are preset in Microsoft PowerPoint. If you don't have as many as are on this screen, you can always browse for themes or find more themes on Microsoft Online and install them generally for free onto your software. And let's go with a green theme for this Review Jeopardy game. And you notice that right away all of the slides over here on the left have changed to fit this specific theme. Now this table looks pretty okay, but if we want to make it bigger so it can fill the space, there we go. And let's go ahead and just hit some finishing touches, make it a little bit more attractive. And there we have our Review Jeopardy game. Let's see how it works. We're going to go up to Slideshow. From the beginning, I have my title, whatever the content would be, and my categories, whatever those would be. And then I have all of my little boxes with my amounts all hyperlinked to the specific slide. So let's try and see if it works. Category 1 for 300. If I click the 300, it goes to the Category 1 for 300 slide. I click once, the question pops up. I click twice, the answer pops up. And then rather than click a third time, I'm going to click on the Home button to go back to the main screen. And if you look, the button that we just clicked, that hyperlink, has shown that it's been activated. So it's a different color, and students will know that that question has already been asked. We need to go to another one. So let's try one more. Let's try Category 3 for 100. And in the title, Category 3 for 100, I click once with my mouse, the question pops up. Click again, the answer comes up. And then I'm going to take my mouse and click, it turns into a little hand, and I'm going to click on the Home button to go back, and you see that this hyperlink has changed. So there you go, your very own Review Jeopardy template. You can be very creative with this, creating double Jeopardy slides that you can move around. Now that you know how to make the hyperlinks, you can make a picture into a hyperlink, a word into a hyperlink. You can change animation. The possibilities are endless. So